to be on the Exposition, the podcast for the website of the very same name. We are the podcast that says it's a happy day. We finally have been given something that we can both equally agree is truly dreadful. But first of all, as always, here in the pod I have...
Hey, Don.
That's not your name. Say your damn name.
But,
We're new to this. This is only podcast 3.
Whatever you want. Nico, Nicola, Nick. How are you doing?
Peachy. I'm delighted. Oh, we have a lovely lineup today.
I have to be honest, today I have a major headache. I don't know, maybe it's because the movie that we recently just saw?
No, it's our production company's new name.
Ah.
We changed it up there. Nick was giving a very long-winded lead up to try and hint that. We are now called Major Headache Productions.
Our list for today is...
Coming up on today's show, we have got The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas. Oh, yes. Also,
Pope's Toilet.
The Pope's Toilet, lovely.
From Uruguay.
Yes, we sent Nick to the San Sebastian Film Festival, so we'll be hearing more about that later on. You did go, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Great. You were missing
city.
for 2 weeks.
I know. Was I paid for that, no?
No, Nick, you weren't paid for a simple reason. You went to Naples, didn't you? For the second half.
For the second half.
The week you were meant to be back here to watch one of the films we were meant to cover in this show. We were meant to do Eden Lake. We apologise for that. But I'm not Nick, apologise.
It's not our fault.
It's your fault.
Cineworld's fault.
And what about all the other cinemas in the country that also dropped it? And finally, on things we like now you must like too, we've an absolute forgotten classic, Catch-22. Alright, moving on.
Boy in the Striped Pyjamas. Well, oddly enough, this was also presented in the film festival in San Sebastian. And
Did you go see it a second time?
Absolutely not. Actually, you know what? I try.
Were you standing outside telling people don't go in? With this sort of thing.
How did you get
Ted
it?
reference there for all the Italian listeners.
Not just standing out the door, but definitely all the people I met. One of the first things that I was making sure to say was, don't go to watch The Boy in Striped Pyjamas.
Did they share this thought? These industry experts, people who have given this thing rave reviews.
You know what? You said no. Many Spaniards, they liked it. Seems that they got good reviews. Why? What do you think about this movie?
Well, it's kind of hard not to like a heart-wrenching film about a concentration camp with two little boys. We don't like it.
I don't know. Definitely we don't like it. But the point is, when you are going to make a movie from a child perspective on the Nazism...
Not Nazism, Nazism.
Where basically already was done by somebody else, also in a pretty much good way. I'm talking about The Life is Beautiful by Roberto Benigni, Oscar winning. When you're going to make from a same perspective, either you do a masterpiece or just better you leave it.
It's not that their material was flawed, because this was a damn good book. People rave about this book. People have been waiting for this film.
Written by John Boyne.
A little old Irishman.
Yeah.
And then this comes out. It's amazing. It tries to follow the book, to be fair. It tries to see it from a boy's perspective, but every single line is atrocious in it.
Yeah, in fact, let's try to go a bit more in depth about where the flaws lie.
Every single word of dialogue.
Absolutely. The script line, it's terrible. It's really terrible. And also the acting.
Every line was pretty much, why can't I go near the farm? And then the housekeeper would just look away and go, you know why? And then look off into the distance. It was dreadful. There's another line then where the mother comes home and there's like a young Nazi lieutenant next to her and she goes, what is that awful smell? The Nazi guy goes, they smell worse when they burn. And the mother goes, what are you talking about? And then he goes,
terrible.
I thought you knew. No line is completed in the whole film.
The movie was directed, written by Mark Herman. Let's go down for the same, comparing the movie with the Life is Beautiful, no? Made by Roberto Benigni. In that movie, the boy was an amazing character painted by the script.
And he doesn't come across as an imbecile, no?
Absolutely
not
no.
Like our boy.
Even also, in terms of acting, he was amazing. He said the stripped boy is really, really bad scripted, but also really badly acted. What do you think?
He's really unlikable. I suppose it's the child actor sort of thing. It's hard to get a good one. Actually, the boy in the concentration camp, the other guy, he was relatively okay.
Yeah, but
he came across really as working class British, which I don't think many Jews in Germany and Austria were really.
Do you remember when he deals with the potato man? I think there it's
one of
painful.
The worst scenes we've seen in a long time.
In fact, I was just about to leave the room.
I'd hold Nick down and I will go, Nick, maybe you will get better.
Exactly. Please don't remind our listeners.
Actually, we had an opportunity to go see Eden Lake before I stopped Nick from walking out. Okay, we'll recap one of the lines. I'll set up the scene. The boy falls off a swing. He cuts his knee. That's it. A Jewish, basically, slave that they have puts a bandage on his knee. The boy's going, but I really should go see a doctor. And then the old man says, no, it's okay. The boy says, but you just peel potatoes. You're not a doctor. The old man looks at the camera with doe eyes and goes, but I used to be. Wonderful.
That sounds a bit like Casablanca Gone with the Wind. Yeah.
There's some more wonderful lines in it. Half the lines in the film end with, but you know why. I heard reviews of it, people were walking out of the cinema all upset. No, they weren't walking out of the film because they were upset. It's not that sort of concentration camp film. It's because the film was dreadful. Cold, impersonal, bad acting. Some of the cast were okay.
Maybe the
best thing...
The general wife, the Nazi general wife, maybe was more good looking than okay. So we just
can't judge them all on that. We're not in Italy anymore. As far as compelling goes, to be honest, the last 2 minutes of the film.
2 minutes?
It's extraordinary, yeah. For a Disney film, it's got a rather un-Disney ending. Hint, hint, concentration camp film. The whole film is completely hollow. It's empty. There's something dead about it. It's as compelling as a man on fire, and then it turns out to be he's just a stunt man in a fire suit.
No, in fact, I think that they lost okay, let's be straight on it. The last bit of the movie maybe was the best part of the movie, obviously, because they were trying to bring emotion, tension, but was kind of lost for all that there was before.
It's trying to be clever in what's not said, as in what the boy doesn't understand. But every scene is the same thing. Again, another scene that involves Pavel. He gets beaten up. And
Pavel, the Jewish, yeah?
He's Jewish, slave, kitchen hand, former doctor. Used to be. But... Pavel gets beaten up, and then around quarter of an hour later, the boy comes in and goes, when's Pavel going to be back? The mother goes, he won't be. The boy goes, why? The daughter goes, you know why. Don't be so silly. Every line.
And then another thing that I really didn't understand in terms of how they try to tie the script up. Do we see that the Nazi boy betray his friend when they are together in a little park?
The little Jewish boy somehow gets out of the concentration camp, is picked to clean glasses in the mansion. Then they're caught and the guy sells them out straight away as like children seem to do in these films. I've never seen him before. He just walked in and helped himself to the food. By the way, yes, he was actually speaking in a British accent.
And then what's up? The next scene, we see that without any reason, the Jewish forgives him, basically.
I'm oh so sorry. Will you forgive me?
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah. That is ridiculous. I mean, the movie doesn't work at all.
We can't hide the fact that it's a bad film just by saying it's a concentration camp film. We got to love it like 9/11 films have to be loved.
Yeah, I don't think that, the topic makes a good film.
It's heart-wrenching. It's like they only had the ending of it shot and then they go, right, we got to think of something an hour and a half before the rest of this. How long was it?
Yeah, 1 hour and 35 minutes, I think. Yeah.
Excruciating. It was like a music video. You know those bad music videos from long ago where maybe a 5-minute short film at the start of it? Yeah, usually Michael Jackson. No, Michael Jackson's ones were okay. Janet Jackson's ones had terrible ones. That's what it was basically like. The whole thing was just leading up to this one scene of merit. They tricked the audience and reviewers just by leaving them with one scene at the end. If you didn't go, oh no, you're not a human being.
Anyway, do we recommend this movie to our dear listeners?
Our dear listeners or listeners we don't really care. We absolutely do not recommend this film.
Absolutely not, really.
Do not go and see it. If you have read the book, keep that precious memory with you. Don't taint it with this terrible interpretation.
Otherwise, just to go if you're a Disney lovers.
If you're a Disney lover, oh yeah, of course, go see it.
You know what I mean?
Of course, Disney ending. The prince gets the princess, unrelated. The beauty gets the beast. If it's happy, it's wonderful, it's delightful. Bambi's mother dies.
Go to see this movie.
Oh yeah, I recommend it.
But
bring the youngest members of your family that you can, they'll love it.
And now we will try to talk about our independent movie that actually is El Baño del Papa from Uruguay.
Which translates beautifully.
The Pope.
Like a poem. Toilet.
This toilet, this Pope, what happens?
Okay, JP2 goes to Uruguay.
JP2 stands for Juan Pablo.
What?
Juan Pablo.
Alright. I don't speak any other languages besides English.
John Paul.
I'm a proud Irishman who speaks English. English only.
An Irish, come on, don't be shy.
I can't respond to you in Irish because I don't know it.
Basically, the movie is a co-production between France, Brazil, and Uruguay. Actually, we see, at the beginning of the movie, big Uruguayan flag standing over the border.
Did we?
Beginning, one of the first shots.
This film has one large problem. It's rather blasé, forgettable. It happens. It just occurs. It's like watching your neighbours over the fence, which actually happens a lot in it.
I think
it's an everyday occurrence. The Pope comes to town, you build a toilet for him.
Yeah, basically,
isn't it?
This was his idea to make
things
money.
Over a boulder.
Yeah. I don't know, the movie to me was incomplete to a certain extent and funny, well made from another point of view. Well made because I think that give a good insight on the Uruguayan poverty made by people who are following a dream. Basically, this Pope is coming in their little town and they hope that people from all over place, from Brazil, Argentina, will crowd their place and in this way they can make a good business.
So they can rip people off for having a religious belief.
Yeah, they can make a business.
I saw this film from the exact opposite opinion, Nick. I saw it as a light-hearted comedy that was rudely interrupted by political stuff and, the poverty.
I don't know, I think that the comedy plot line of the movie was quite strong. The only problem, it comes when the two directors tried to merge comedy and drama, keeping the comedy genre at the foreground.
The MASH TV series, there's like a switch for making it like happy, sad, happy, sad.
Anyway, we have to remind to us, to everybody, that this movie was reviewed by Sight and Sound as Film of the Month.
Yeah, so but what's it going up against this month? Stripey Boy?
This month should be some movie from...
One other movie.
The same director of My Blueberry Night.
Keep it going. It's not going up against much, really. It's an okay movie. It's hard to find. I never heard of anything about it until Nick came back from Spain abruptly and said, we can't go see the film we're meant to go see. Let's go see something else.
This movie actually won last year the section for Horizonte Latinos, Latin Horizons, in the San Sebastian Film Festival. You know actually what? I saw the new winner of the Latin Horizon is a movie from Guatemala.
What's it called?
Gasolina,
which
stands for petrol.
Gasoline, right. Yeah. All right, let's break it down. First of all, plot. It had one, yeah?
Basically, there's this man who every day try to smuggling stuff over the border. And basically, the movie try to set the poverty situation. We can see that this man, acted by Cesar Troncoso, is struggling.
I can break down the whole plot.
Really?
Very easily.
Go ahead.
Because I've seen it so many times before in a film where the Pope comes to town. There's a man who loves his family, but he's poor and he's trying hard to help out his family, but he has to do slightly illegal things. He gets caught, he gets drunk, he feels bad, his family disown him. He has to go and redeem himself.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. He does so by carrying a toilet around in his head.
I wouldn't say...
No, that's the film. Oh yeah, the Pope shows up and goes away.
Yeah, but the main point of the movie is that all the people from this little town are expecting like 40, 50, 60,000 people, while pilgrims...
And they invest all their pesos
savings
or whatever it is into this. They get bank loan.
Yeah, they buy like kilos and kilos of chorizo that are typical meat on barbecue.
And because of all this food, the main character has this epiphany that, hang on, these people are eating all this food. They are going to need a toilet. I'll build a toilet outside my front door in my front garden by the road.
He will carry all the stuff that he needs for building this toilet with his bike.
He has to smuggle, for some reason, bits of a toilet over the border, which for some reason he can't get in the whole of his own country. He has to go to Brazil for it, isn't it? Because they have the best toilets and the best door.
That sounds pretty good because, as you might know, between Argentinians and Brazilians there is a huge rivalry, no?
Is there?
Yeah, they fight over everything.
We have the best toilets. No!
Exactly. So basically, for once, maybe Uruguayan just...
You're talking crap. No, that's my business to talk crap. I sell it.
Let's spend 2 words about the best character in the movie, no? The little girl with her dream.
My 2 words is she?
Yeah, basically I think that her dream to get out of her town, to become a journalist, it's quite well painted, no? By the movie.
Yes, her family has a dilemma. Either pay for her education or build a toilet.
Maybe they hope that they can do both.
In conclusion, this film is by no means bad, just at the same time it doesn't really stand out, does it?
No, but I
Doesn't
think
deserve to be held up as, ooh, it's an art house film. It must be amazing, we must enjoy it. There's subtitles.
yeah, and
I've seen it all before.
Then
like
is a-
children's TV shows. You know, the Pope comes to town, build a toilet.
yeah, but you're forgetting also something.
It's done in Bob the Builder.
The film is hosted in the Lighthouse, in the Red Room. Red Room.
Well, also, The Lighthouse is currently showing How to Lose Friends and Alienate People, which isn't an art house film either.
At all.
Are they desperate to fill a seat?
Well, let's say that definitely this movie, at least according to my opinion, it's worth one trip.
Nah, it'll be on TV on a Sunday.
Not
It's
before
not
than
worth
3
the
years.
trip.
Yeah.
Actually, we probably will never see it on TV. Try and find it. Part 3. This is where Nick explains where he was last week, why we did not have a podcast, and why half the budget disappeared.
Basically, I have to bring justifications.
Yes, where were you?
I was in San Sebastian.
Did you get much work done? Did you get any
Al-
interviews?
along with eating wonderful tapas. Yes, indeed I did.
Who'd you meet? What did you see?
I saw Javier Bardem.
Did he
He
make
was-
you flip a coin,
Yes,
deciding your future?
and
Obviously, you
he's-
got away.
No, I have to say San Sebastian Film Festival was really, really well organized, both in terms of logistics and movies. Be honest, more in terms of logistics. I mean, all the cinemas were really close to each other. Was really
Handy for a film festival. We don't want to be put out.
for people who love just going around to watching movies since like 9 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the night, like me for example, was really handy to just run to a cinema to another,
You see,
walking, running.
Nick is a European, and Nick, was there a square in this town?
Ulo plazas.
Oh, great. Nick was walking around with Nick there one night, and he goes, Dublin, it's got no heart. It's got no square. We gotta walk around everywhere.
Yeah, you need a place where you can gather.
Pubs are usually square.
Yeah, but they have a roof over our heads. We don't need a roof, you know. We have to try to.
Yeah, but it doesn't rain in your European countries, does it? In your square with all the people watching films, eating tapas.
Eating
spending
tapas.
my budget.
It was also really cheap for a movie with the fake journalist card. You could get €4 ticket,
Nice. And did
or
you
sometimes
avail of
also
this?
for free. Huh?
We're real journalists. You did not need to fake anything, Nick.
Yeah, but this was
This is the same place that you went in at 9 in the morning, watched films and didn't come out till.
2 o'clock in the morning with a Japanese movie. The first movie was 9 o'clock, was a Turkish movie, The Pandora Box. It actually indeed won the film festival, won the Gold Shell. I know that you don't like this award title, but you know.
It'd be much better if the prize was called the Pandora's Box, because winning this will bring you untold.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same, but
Why on earth would you have a bloody prize like that? A clown.
the movie was a good movie, nothing special. I thought. I'm talking about the Pandora
The
Box.
actual winner of it?
The actual
Pandora's
winner,
Box.
yeah. I think 3 unbelievable, remarkable movies were an American independent that I hope that we can see pretty soon all
Whoa,
over.
whoa, wait a minute. You like an American film?
Yeah, we are talking about American independent
Tell
movie.
me more. Oh, it's independent, of course.
Frozen River.
Okay.
Great movie. Actually, Frozen River won also the Sundance this year, so came to San Sebastian with great expectations.
Nick showed me a picture of this. It didn't look like an art house film. It looked like an action film, a blockbuster. There was a girl holding a gun towards somebody's head.
Yeah, all you need to make a successful film, no? A woman with a gun.
Girl, a guy, and a gun.
Frozen River, directed by Courtney Hunt, her first film feature, and
Like the buying the stripy pajamas guy.
pretty much the same, Chad.
Although he had a few more to work up to his masterpiece.
And
His
basically,
opus.
the other 2 movies that I would like to remark are Tokyo Sonata, Japanese movie, wonderful gem about Japanese society and the way that a man in a family has to defeat the loss of his job, trying to keep together his family with the help of...
Hey, that's like the Pope's toilet film. See, I told you the story was done before. Was the Pope in it?
yeah, actually...
Did he save his family by building a
the-
toilet? I wasn't in San Sebastian. Tell me more about this place.
Actually has a few resemblances with Dublin, because people living there...
Heroin addictions.
No, weather. San Sebastian is a wonderful city on the Biscaya Gulf. Wherever you turn your head, you see water, you see bridges, you see beautiful architecture. Definitely next year we will go together. I won't leave you behind.
I'll pay for your tickets to go to the Cork Film Festival then. No, about the Dublin one. What am I talking about?
Let's just talk about the last movie I would like to bring to attention, which is Fear Me Not, a Danish movie made the director who joined the Dogma 95. Do you remember Dogma 95, Lars von Trier?
I do indeed.
Yeah.
Lars von Trier, the laziest member of Dogma 95.
Exactly.
I made the rules, I can break the rules the most.
The movie is really wonderfully shot. From one side it's really plain, really flat. This being plain gives a wonderful cinematography to the movie.
When you put on your amazing Dogma 95 3D glasses, yeah, coming at you.
Well, as we said, the movie, directed by Christian Levering, talks about a man who hears about a clinical trial for a new antidepressant. Unfortunately, the pills turn out to have serious side effects and the trial is abandoned, but this man, Michael, refuses anyway to give up his new found sense
maybe he was
of calm.
Maybe he was depressed because he's watching Dogma 95 films all the time. Not a whole lot uplifting, most of them.
There is a lot of good stuff.
The Idiots was a riot.
The movie, it's a really good investigation on the human mind and how we can go down to the way of depression without really being aware of it. I'm really warmly hoping that the movie will get the way to many cinemas.
Okay, this foreign place where I wasn't.
Where I was?
Yes, tell me its merits.
The merits,
Were there any bullshit actors and actresses there?
I know.
You know, the Hollywood elite.
No,
touting their new dresses.
Fortunately, in terms of elite actors, the festival is quite low profile. I mean, for example, they had there the Spanish premiere for Burn After Reading. And for example, they sent there like John Malkovich as a representative of the movie, along with Javier Bardem, who got I don't know which kind of award for his career.
His career, for his comedy films.
Yeah, something like that. Pivotal merit of the festival is that brings to us every year many films from South America, and this is key aspect of the film festival because we don't have so many South American movies spread along Europe, you know.
So it's not a case of who will we give a Lifetime Achievement Award? Okay, we'll give it to Sarah Michelle Gellar. She happens to be in town.
No, I don't think so. No, they tried to avoid. Actually, they brought in few American Hollywood production, and they were all, I think, out of the official selection, you know, just to show how they won't make a propaganda.
Did the locals exploit you? Did you charge you a load of money for stay? Did you stay in somebody's sofa? Because if you did, you cannot hold that against my company.
For the first 2 days of my staying there, I went to like some old couple who was renting out a room just in the center of San Sebastian.
So the locals are taking advantage of the people coming in.
Yeah, because
they're selling their sitting rooms.
Apparently they sold this room for a really cheap price, but under their bed there was bed bugs, man. Full of bed bugs. I went out from there like the following morning with over 200 bites over all of my body. It was something more than going just to a normal film festival with lights and starlights. No, it's something that I think belongs to the city soul rather than just to the film festival. In general, San Sebastian is a city of culture.
Like Cork and the Cork Film Festival coming up in a matter of weeks. We were the capital of culture.
We will be there.
We are a lovely city and we don't really have cinemas in the city anymore, but people still talk of film.
Cork was the capital of European culture, no?
Yeah,
a few years ago.
Now it's Liverpool.
Now it's Liverpool.
Yeah.
Great.
I know. So, as film festivals go, it was good, bad, indifferent, wonderful? Hot, warm?
I think
it's the same thing, isn't it?
The set was amazing. San Sebastian is a lovely town, lovely city actually. Great soul. Definitely it's a great place to go. About the movies I don't know, because until the last day that I was there I actually didn't saw any really good movie that struck my attention. But then the last day, as always, the good comes on the tail. I watched these 3 movies: Frozen River, Tokyo Sonata and Fear Me Not. No, I was expecting more in terms of quality, but to be honest, I was pretty happy at the end, yeah.
I'm staying put. And finally today, on the 3rd installment of the Beyond the Exposition podcast, we have got stuff we like now you must like too. Nick, What have we got?
We got Catch-22 done. A really great comedy movie about...
Comedy war movie.
Comedy war movie, yeah.
Yeehaw, like that old MASH thing.
This movie got really bad luck in terms of timing when it was released, because it was released at the same time was released MASH.
In 1970 as well.
Completely obscurated by the
and forgotten.
success.
It also had to live up to the book which it's based on. I'll put it this way, there's 3 copies on the shelf over there. You're not going to get, oh well, Boy in the Striped Pyjamas, yes, the book is good, but...
And then in this film, the cast.
All-star bloody cast, but in the time, they wouldn't have been considered as all-star, would they? We have got Alan Arkin, Little Miss Sunshine. Did he win something for it? He probably did.
Oh, yeah.
You have got Bob Newhart, Anthony Hopkins,
John
Martin
Boyd.
Sheen, John Voight. Did I say Anthony Perkins?
Yeah, but you didn't mention Sir Orson Welles.
Mr. Orson Welles.
Cinema,
The
basically.
consummate scene stealer. He reminds me of Shatner, but with bees in his mouth when he talks. Bloated. I love him.
He delivers a great interpretation in this movie. Just let's spend 2 words about the idea, no? The movie at the beginning
Two
is
words,
quite...
very complex.
It's quite complex.
Takes a long time to get into.
Yeah, basically done...
Halfway during it, Nick said, I don't like this movie. And I said, Nick, wait, it will pay off. It's 2 hours, 10 minutes long. A struggle at times. Scenes are repeated and more is divulged to you as time goes by. There's probably other films like that, I'm not sure. But you got to be prepared for this one. It's very noisy, first of all. There's a lot of engine noises. Oh yeah, it was some of the scenes were some of the most expensive time ever made and some of the longest as well.
Because we won't remember that the time means that 1970. The movie was released on 24th June 1970.
What's so special about that?
It was special that we were just in the middle of the American independent wave. New Hollywood was just burning as New Hollywood, which tries to reinvent itself with movies such as Easy Rider, Bonnie and Clyde. You know, it was a really prolific era for Hollywood. The time, the movie was perfect for its time, basically.
Just not on that exact week.
Exactly.
Oh, well, what it's about? Oh, basically. World War II, American soldiers based on some island off Italy. Nick, do you know?
They tried to underline most of the time Naples. They named Naples a few times, but the setting is actually something between Rome and Sicily, I think. The Italian set is more or less there, in the south.
Every now and then there used to be a few Italian words, and Nick used to tell me. Yeah, he used to tell
the
me what they
translation.
meant, which it was pretty easy. Basically, whenever an Italian person spoke, was "I'll kill you, I'll kill you."
Murder, murder, assassino, assassino.
Plot-wise, Alan Arkin, he's a bomber pilot, and he don't want to be a bomber pilot because he don't like blood nor flying, and he spends a lot of time going back and forth between hospitals. But it's really confusing.
Yeah, because
he gets stabbed a lot. Or just once, we're not sure. We're going to draw up you a map of this on the website. It's there's this one scene that's repeated over and over again. It's when Yossarian in a bomber plane, and it's all kind of like white and washy.
Yeah.
And you're wondering, is this real? Is this not? When does this occur? That's a real thing you got to get over in the film about like actual timelines. It does flash forward, flash back. But by the end, it all comes together.
And then if you are really interested in Mike Nichols' works, you can just click on our...
Screw me, a good book to work off. I mean, as far as direction, it's pretty confusing. And well, he had lots of nice fancy planes and stuff to work with, and that was a benefit to him, I suppose. But it cost the studio loads. At one stage, they actually crashed a genuine, like, American World War II plane into the ground.
Do we have figures how much they spent?
No. Like, this film has fascinated me for years. I first saw it maybe 6 years ago, and I've seen it around 7 times since then. It's...
The first movie where we can see toilet? No, the first movie where we can see toilet was 10 years before, I suppose.
Well, there's a good connection there. The first movie that you saw a toilet in was in Psycho.
1960.
And that starred Anthony Perkins and Martin Balsam.
Mm-hmm.
They both star in this film 10 years later, and it's the first time you see a human on a toilet. Both characters, both scenes. Wonderful.
Great shot.
Also, Orson Welles in it.
He tried to buy the rights.
He tried to buy the rights to the book so he could make his own version of the film, but I think he was appeased they leave him play a role in this one. Quite a good role though, but basically William Shatner.
Yeah. No, he delivers a great interpretation for sure. I think that we don't have to forget the time the cinematographer took to shoot the movie, because he was shooting just between 2 and 3 p.m. 6 months.
6 months, Nick.
In terms just of shooting location, so it's pretty much long time, no?
In conclusion, and stuff we like now you must like too, Catch-22 is one of the best war protest movies
Absolutely.
of 1970.
Great.
Unfortunately, there was 2 of them then. It holds up if you see it now, because it's very similar situation to the war in Iraq, where there's
Exactly.
American troops still stationed there, interactions with locals, all that sort of thing.
If everybody decides to see the movie, won't be disappointed. Actually, we'll find really many links with the actual situation now in Afghanistan, Iraqi.
It's great how this film was made back in the 70s, yet it reflects something that's happening right now. In the film, we have got a corporation called M&M. It is an opportunistic soldier, the military police, I think.
Yeah.
Who does it?
Yeah.
He buys the parachutes, sells them to a different country to buy cotton, which he trades to... He actually traded cotton to the Nazis, and in return, he bombed his own base for a favor to the Nazis. It's kind of complex stuff, but somehow it reflects today's situation with
Oil.
the war is about money and oil.
Yeah, definitely. It is,
So
yeah.
the soldiers and the high-up soldiers as well thought that it wasn't the war, it was just an opportunity to make some money.
Yep.
Even when one of the characters died in it, they're going, "Oh, we'll give him some shares in M&M." And the other guy goes, "He was rich, it doesn't matter." Then the guy in charge of M&M goes, "Then his parents will understand." But don't forget, it is a comedy.
Yeah.
Thoroughly
Yeah.
enjoyable. Just takes a bit of stomach to watch some of it, both in length. Noise, there's a lot of noise in it. It's hard to make out what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's balanced by the wonderful cinematography that you can enjoy. in
Oh
a
yeah,
way.
Nick kept on going, "Wow, that is so beautiful. That was my
Ah,
country."
yeah.
It wasn't your country, it was bloody Mexico where they filmed.
Anyway, Catch 22, if you have the chance, just try to retrieve the DVD or wherever in some club, some retrospective about Mike Nichols or somewhere else.
It's rarely on television, but if there's a war season on one of your movie channels, it'll probably be on.
And like always, we just got at the end of this podcasting, number 3. We would like just to...
Podcast 3 with a Vengeance. It's the title. Haven't told you that. That's the secret. Next week's one's going to be called The Inside on Podcasting. No one outside Ireland will know what that means, though.
We will keep in touch.
Yes, what?
At this stage, we will see next week, Don.
Alright, that's all from me.
It's all from me too.
Adios.
Ciao.
This has been a Major Headache production.